Hey, Tony Gaskins here. Now I'm working from home today, and so y'all got to forgive me. And my wife bring me some lunch. Had a call, had the time wrong, so got it. Got my little more time to film a video till my next call. So I got 40 minutes to that call. So we may or may not be on here that long, but wanted to touch on this here because this was another question so these are viewer submitted questions. Now, if you're in the Blessed Tribe, you got a little circle by your name. So if you have a video topic or idea and I see it, it'll get jumped to the top of the line. When I see it, when I'm going through the comments, I just screenshot it and just add it in my camera roll. And so when I'm doing the next video, that's how I pick it. And make sure, get that hate out your blood. Link in the description. I'm putting the full description now because we got events coming up too. So I had to put that back in the description. But if you want to invest in the channel's future revenue, that link is in the description. Also, Miami, Dallas, and San Diego events is in the description. And then the one-on-ones, my discounted are closed. It's still a discount, but the price went up. And I think it's booking in April. But if you go on mymentor.life, that's where you could get in within a week. But sometimes still I have to move it around if a flight or something get pushed back or something like that. So just be mindful and don't move too much around because sometimes my schedule be moving around. So when you book a session, make sure you put the session at a time that you are off, a time that you free or you could get free and you flexible. Don't move your child bar mitzvah date for a session and then I have to end up moving it. But I want to talk to you about this right here because this is something that a lot of times with women and men, the question was asked like, Tony, can you talk about what a man and a woman does differently and how you could bring that together? And so in the simple form, when you think about it on a lower level and you look at the natural gifts, when you see a woman's brain is more organized. A woman's thought process is more organized and has a greater attention to detail. So typically the woman organizes the pantry. The woman organizes the closet. The woman plans the children's birthdays. The woman plans the wedding. And a lot of women do those things and enjoy that. A woman does the decorating. And it's stuff that I wouldn't think about. Now I still got to put up clothes and stuff and put up laundry. So y'all forgive me, I can't show you. But even like, for example, behind my head, you will see them 3 books right there. Those are like some type of fashion books. And then over here, these is some books. Now that green thing right there ain't supposed to be up there. That's something that's go on the wall. It's a little thing. That's an Hermes box. And then that little thing right there, what they call a bear brick. And then this lantern, you know, that's a Louis Vuitton lantern. And then this here bear brick, that bear brick, my wife liked those. That thing right there, ain't gonna tell you what it costs. And that skateboard, you can't see it like that. That's a Chanel skateboard. And so my wife put that little thing together, you know, the little roll, the little picture, and that's her little thing. I would never think to stack up no books like that. So that's what you have to think about is that's how a man and woman work together. I paid for it. She designed it. The couch that I'm on, she picked this couch. She picked this pillow. She picked this pillow. She like fashion. That's her thing. She like fashion. I paid for it. She picked it out. So that's the thing is with men, we are heavy lifters. We like a challenge. We like to work. We like to earn. We like to hunt. We like to kill. We like to gather. We like to win. We like to conquer. So that's just the average. That's on average. And then a woman, she wants to be able to build and cultivate. She want to nourish. She want to plan. She want to organize. So a lot of women, like my wife, I'll be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. My wife, I don't think she want to work no job. Like, I think that women wanting to work is a defense mechanism. I honestly believe that. And I'm not talking about for every single woman, but I feel like for 90% of women, if they could have the assurance that a man is going to provide and fully provide and not treat them like they are a handout and treat them like it's his money and she have to beg and grovel for money, I feel like 90% of women would want to be a stay-at-home mom, stay-at-home wife with the freedom to do what they love and do what they're passionate about on their own terms and on their own time in their own seasons. I honestly believe that because I have told my wife several times, like, you know, if you want to work, you could work. You know, if you want to go get a job, if that is going to make you feel fulfilled, you're welcome to do it. And she ain't went yet. She ain't went yet. And see, me as a man, I can't understand that. Like, I could never not work. Like, every break I get, I'm working. I'm filming a video, I'm teaching, I'm answering a question, but I'm working. I get paid for this. You know, and so it's like, I'm asking you, hey, go invest in a channel. The lump sum, if we hit the minimum, that comes to me. Then I get to invest that. So, and yeah, I lose that, you know, percentage of my channel's revenue, but it's still, I could take and invest into the channel and invest into my future. I can carve out, that give me more time to create more, to do more different, be able to play with different types of content, produce a podcast for the channel, be able to have me a little something, a little more different types of content. And so that's what you have to realize. It's like a man and a woman is not intended to be the same. And when it's a red flag, when a woman want to compete with a man and man want to compete with a woman. And here's the thing. It's okay if you want to work as a woman. It's okay if you want to be a stay-at-home dad, as a dad. If your wife chose a career that pays a lot and that allows you to be a stay-at-home dad, that's fine. Like, there should not be gender roles in a relationship in the sense of, like, you have one gender got to do this, one gender got to do that. That ain't got to be the case. And so what you have to realize and understand is it comes down to this situation of y'all have to identify what works best for your relationship. And an example of that is when I'm working, I work with my brain, not with my hands. Whereas a lot of men work with their hands more than their brain. So right now, I got to call a roof person. I could go figure out how to do the roof and spend the time learning how to do the roof. But the amount of time it's going to take me to learn that, had I been working with my mind, I could earn enough money to get a whole new roof. And so that's what I want you to realize and understand. And, you know, that's how that works. To where, So what you have to realize is that a man and a woman is not intended to compete. You work together and you fit like a puzzle piece. And this is why I try to tell people. This is why I try to tell people that the people don't understand it. I seen somebody online post a message from Torrey Roberts. And so he got in the pulpit to minister. And they was talking about something. He was talking about not addressing something. And he said he don't address something because he's too high. He on a higher level. He see angels. And he talk to angels. And so he not finna come down and stoop to somebody's level because he on a higher level. And for one, it's no human is higher than another. God higher than us all. We all on the same level. But he was trying to preach a message and it did not land. Now, his wife can preach better than him. She grew up under one of the best preachers. Now, preaching don't mean anointed, don't mean called, don't mean righteous. It just meaning motivational speaking, great speakers, great orators. His wife actually got the rhythm and cadence better than he do. But him being a pastor, he went and chose another pastor. And that's where men and women go wrong. Podcaster choosing podcaster. Pro athlete choosing pro athlete. Look at the fight that just happened. Not the fight, the breakup, where the young lady, Rakia Jackson, broke up with James Pierce Jr. Pro athlete. When you are cut the same, when you do the same things and the same thing, you the same puzzle piece. So now, how does a puzzle work? A puzzle works by fitting around each piece, fitting around each other. A puzzle can't work if all the puzzle pieces are cut the same. Now you just becoming a tower. You stacking up instead of fitting and painting a picture, a masterpiece. So that's what you have to understand. If you're looking for your twin, your relationship is going to fail. You need somebody who is strong where you're weak and weak where you're strong. So a man piece standing up, a woman piece sitting down. That's intentional in the design. If both of us piece standing up, we got a problem. One person need to seat up. One person need to seat down. We complement each other. One person got the vision of the organization. The other person have the emotional capacity to go out and get the provision. So the man is the provision, the woman is the vision. So, and a lot of men, that's where a lot of men fail at. So my wife chooses what schools our sons go to. She chooses what sports organizations they play in. She have a vision and I execute the vision. When I have a vision, she executes the vision. She need me to execute her vision. I need her to execute my vision. So I got 2 office spaces and I gave one of them to her and it was cool. It was cute. It was fun. She used it, but she just don't have a desire to go to an office. She don't have a desire to run a business. Because being a wife and a mom is a full-time job. Every mom on here could tell you that they work 2 jobs if they work a job and they a mom. That's 2 jobs, not one. So my wife, when allowed to rest in her natural state, it's gonna be at home. So today, she got up early. She packed my lunch. She made my coffee. Can't remember if she put a shake in the fridge. I think she got a shake in the refrigerator. And she made Tatum breakfast. She made her her breakfast, her coffee. She drove Tatum to school. It takes 25 to 40 minutes. She do that every day. I used to do it. Then something happened, I guess, to where she realized the kids was gonna get older. And she realized that those moments wouldn't be there. So it used to be a thing to where the moms, it was like a flex to have the dad take the kids to the school. It was like a mom flex. But then it switched to where as the kids got older, the mom started to realize, hey, ain't gonna have these moments forever. So she started taking them to school every day. And in her taking them to school every day, then it allowed me to sleep in. I got to get on the phone and I got to work all day on the computer, on the phone. I'm building sites, I'm building courses, shooting courses, I'm mapping things out. I need my sleep. I need to sleep in till 9 a.m. If I wake up before 9 a.m., like the day I had to wake up at 7 a.m., I'm yawning. I'm tired. My brain ain't functioning. I ain't even feel like going to office day. That's why I'm home, because I had to wake up 7 a.m. to go get a haircut. Because I got to wake up early tomorrow morning to fly, because I got to start coaching at 1 o'clock. So I got to be to my hotel room before 1 so I could get on my coaching call. So, and then I got to speak Friday morning at like 9 in the morning. So I got 3 mornings in a row I got to wake up early. And that ain't good for me. My wife, she don't sleep in late. Sleeping in late for her is 7:30. So she actually need to be the one getting up and doing the morning stuff, because that's not my strength. I stay up late. So now what I'm doing is I'm cleaning up the kitchen, putting the food up, taking the trash out, starting the dishwasher. 10, 11, midnight. My wife be in the bed sleep. Sometimes I'll be going there, she's still up, and then we'll hang out and talk, but she always fall asleep before me because she wake up before me. She wake up on a good day when she want to wake, she wake up 4:30. Every day she wake up 4:30 a.m. That's how she like to do, for whatever reason. And so we are opposites. So that's how we balance each other out. If both of us woke up at 4:30, we'll be up arguing about who do this, who do that. We'll be stepping on each other's toes. She want to do it this way, I want to do it that way. But the fact that I'm sleeping in till 9, she up at 4:30, she get to do everything. A-type personality. She got an A-type personality. She get to do everything the way she like to do it. Ain't got to worry about me contending with her, competing with her. So that's what you have to think about in a relationship, that where you don't want to. A lot of people, they hear about this thing, twin flame or whatever. And I don't know what that is, but basically I just hear the word twin, and they hear about that, and so then they thinking they got to have somebody just like them. They'll be like, oh, they must like this type of music. They must like this type of food. They must like this type of outings, this type of stuff. Why must they like those things just because you like those things? You should introduce them to those things. Not have a requirement that they like those things. You need to introduce them to those things. So now it's like, I like fried chicken. So when my wife got with me, we went to Popeyes. And she hadn't gone to Popeyes like that. Like that wasn't a place she ate at. She eat Jamaican food. I hadn't ate Jamaican food when I met my wife. So I went to Jerk Hut, and I'm eating jerk chicken, curry chicken, then boiled dumpling. That was my first time having boiled dumpling. Then later I'm eating ackee and saltfish. I done had green banana. None of that stuff had I ever tasted. Had she said, I got to have a man who love green banana, ackee, and saltfish, guess what? That type of man come with a different personality. That type of man is an island man. He's a Jamaican man. His mindset is a little more backwards. No offense, but his mindset is more chauvinistic. It's more sexist. I'm American, so I'm not as sexist or chauvinistic as him. So like with Jamaican men, you got to cook every day. Me, I couldn't care less if my wife cooked. With Jamaican men, that food got to be hot, and it got to be fresh, and it got to be made right, or it got to be made over. Me, I couldn't care less about that. I eat McDonald's. Jamaican man, you got to clean. That house got to be spick and span. You got to clean. Them island men, period. Them African men, period. Me, you ain't got to clean. Clean when you want to clean. I'll be all right. I'll step over it. If I don't feel like cleaning, I can't make you clean. If I don't feel like doing it, I can't make you do it. But that ain't how a lot of men are. They get to where they don't want to clean because they work, so they gonna make you clean. So you got to realize and understand that it's different stroke for different folks, and you got to look at your strengths, and you want a man who is strong where you weak at. And you got to look at your strengths, and you got to be okay with a man who is weak where you strong. So back to the office situation, I got a vision and I want to redo that office. And so I had to ask my wife, can she do it? Can you help me reorganize the office? Because now she giving it back to me because she don't go up there. So I'm going to turn it into me a man cave. And I got a bathroom next door in my other office, but I'm going to turn it into a little man cave. Based on how it's already set up, I'm just going to add some extra stuff to it and make it a man cave. And so I want that, but I don't know how to execute it. Like, I know what I want, but I don't know how to piece it together because my mind don't work like that on what other chairs to get, what couch to get, what TVs to, all I can see is the TVs. All I can see, what cabinets, what, my mind don't work like that. My wife mind work like that. So if I was allowed to, I could go through and I could show you how she intricately pieced stuff together. I'm looking at this little thing over there, and it's black and white stripes. Half of it stripes going that way, horizontal, half of it stripes going vertical. Then on the side, it's vertical. Then on top of it, it got this type of little vase thing. And then it got this type of little rock thing. And, let me show you what I'm talking about. You see this right here? So you see how this here? That's intentional. See this little rock? See that aroma? See this here little aroma? See this here thing? And then look what's wrapped around it. That's Hermes. That's an Hermes bow. That Hermes bow don't go with that. And then you see this here chair? That's Jonathan Adler. So now this chair cost me $1,400. That pillow cost me, I think, maybe $900 or something like that. So you see how them right there, them little pieces, this right here ain't put together, and I got some little I got to put that furniture, not that furniture. Got to put that what you call it, laundry up. But I'm about to show you this here little table and give you a little example of how the difference between a woman mind and a man mind. Now here's the thing: there are differences that sometimes there's exception to the rule. Sometimes a woman could be like, Tony, I ain't got no fashion sense. I ain't got no design sense. I ain't got no whatever sense. And it could be because you got too much of your daddy in you. You too much like your daddy. And it could be because you was raised by your daddy, or you raised with your daddy and he imposed his will and he raised you the way he think and the way he is. And then vice versa. Sometimes a man is very domesticated and very, he like to cook and he like to do different things. He was raised with his mama as his grandma. Like, I know some restaurant owners who are men and they out cook any woman you done met. But when you talk to them, they mama raised them and they was in the kitchen with their mama learning how to cook. So that's where they passion and love for cooking come from. But it's more rare than it is common. And if the man is known to be outside, then a lot of times the man be on the grill. So a lot of men have learned how to grill from other men. And then there's some women who know how to grill, but a lot of times she has an outlier story that she learned how to grill from her father. Or she learned from her mother, but her mama learned from her father. So you got to listen, look, and pay attention to the outlier stories. And the thing that you don't want to do is you don't want to find your twin. You don't want to find somebody who is just like you. You don't want that. So in the relationship, you're supposed to create balance. You create balance and you have that relationship together. So like when we go to the soccer game, my wife screams and yells is what I call it. She might call it just talking or cheering. I don't say a word. Every now and then I'll say something, but it's not loud, and it's when my son is close to me. Pick it up, Tatum. Hey, stop playing scared now. That's the most I'm gonna say, and I might say that once every 4 games. My wife, she is saying something to him every single play. If we were twins and both of us were yelling at our son, he would probably fall on the ground and die. He probably would quit the sport and never play again. But because only one of us is doing it, it makes it bearable and he could get through it. Same thing on the other side. When I'm hard on my son, my wife is soft on him. When she's hard on him, I'm soft on him. When I don't want him to do something, she could see where it's okay. When she don't want him to do something, I can see where it's okay. So that's the thing. To where you got to understand, you got to look and you got to see and you got to understand that when you opposites, that's what creates balance. That's what's going to help you. And then on the areas that matter, you can be a unified front. And you can stand together in certain things. If it don't really matter that much to you and it matter a lot to your spouse, then you could back them up in that because you're indifferent. So you could back them up. So my wife wanted my son to call her mom or send her a video, and he wanted to send a text message. And I felt like a video at her age of 71 would be cool, so I told him send a video. And so I backed my wife up because I didn't necessarily care, but I just thought it would be cool. And so he sent a video. Had I not said send a video, he wouldn't have sent a video. But when daddy got in and daddy confirmed it, daddy backed up mama, now it got done. So see, the man is the enforcer. A woman just naturally doesn't have respect unless she commands respect. A woman have to command respect. Women get pushed over by their son every day. Women get pushed over, used, and manipulated by their daughter every day. A woman was not put in a place to be respected. in our world. When you really look at it, think about it. Women could not vote. Women could not get equal pay in the workplace. A lot of women still don't get equal pay today. Like our world, and I'm going to tell you why I believe this is. I believe that men are insecure and fear competition. And a woman's body functions way more and does more, and her brain functions differently than a man. And I think that men feel like if they give a woman too much leeway, that she will run and rule the man. And that is the same reason why racism exists. You fear what you're intimidated by. And you're jealous of what you wish you had or were. And so you look at when a white man looks at a black man, he sees a more, and no offense to the white men, but he sees a more pure creation of God. Just when he just looks at the normal features of a black man, he says, okay, he could handle the scorching sun and the blistering winter. His body is naturally more muscular. His body parts are naturally bigger. His hands, his penis, his chest muscles, his pecs, his arms. He more prone to have abs. And he's more built like a fighter. He's more built like a warrior, like a hunter. And so the white man realizes that he got to try to outthink the black man. But then he also finds that the black man can think. And so now it's like, man, he's as smart as me. He's as capable as me, but he also is more built for survival than me. So I got to find a way to play on his gullibleness, his trustworthiness, his naivete, so I could get the advantage over him. And so that's how men do women, and that's how white men do black men on average. And a lot of women recognize it, but feel like they can't do nothing about it. And a lot of black men recognize it, but feel like they can't do nothing about it. So like what I was telling y'all, my mom went into the place and they did a diagnosis on her car. And then the next day her car was leaking, and they tried to say they didn't do anything wrong. And they didn't do anything to her car. But if it was leaking that vigorously today, it would have been leaking like that yesterday, because the car only got driven back home in part for the rest of the day. So they was going to give her an invoice. And I went up there and I talked to them and I said, nothing was wrong with this yesterday. Now today is something wrong with it. Y'all did something back there to that, because that don't just happen out of the blue. The fix is, I think, $2,100 or $2,300. And because I went up there and because I stood on my mom's behalf and because I spoke up for her, they're doing the service, the $2,300 service, they're doing it for free. And they put her in a Mercedes-Benz loaner car at no charge, of course. And they doing it for free. And so, and then the issue that the car was brought in for is $2,100, and they knocked off $300 for that service. Now I told them I'm not gonna do that service yet. I want to make sure y'all could do this right first, and then I'll do that other service. So they covering the cost, the labor costs and the parts costs, taxes, everything for that service. That's what a man is for. A man is an enforcer, because they had no fear or respect for my mom. She said the same thing that I said. But when I said it with my voice, with my posture, they heard me. And that's what I want you to understand. The difference between a man and a woman. It's not that a woman can't get it done. And it's not that every man could get it done. But on average, that through line, that's how it works out. Sound like I heard my wife pull up, y'all. And if that's the case, my lunch here. And that probably mean I got to coach in 5 minutes. Yup, got to coach in 5 minutes. So if my wife walk in, I got to go so I can try to eat me a little bit of this lunch before this coaching call. But hey, the link in the description for you. This is a topic we could keep talking about. It's kind of hard to put in words though, because it's God designed us so intricately. It's hard to find the words for what he did. But click that link in the description. Grab you a piece of the future revenue of the channel. God bless you. All the other links in the description now as well. God bless you, and we'll talk soon. Hey, baby.